Hey guys, happy Mother's Day. Hope everyone's having a good day. Wanted to drop this video. Don't really have a structure to it. Just going to kind of show you some things I've had saved in my albums, my archives. Thought they were interesting things that I think you guys are gonna like. This is a little more on the conspiracy side. Doesn't really have to deal with digital assets or anything like that, but ultimately in a way it does. That I can't really tie into this video now. It's just hard to tie in a lot of these things in one video. Everything just goes so deep and everything seems to be connected, but I'm gonna give you guys little pieces today and I'll continue some of these topics later, but hope you guys enjoy. I wanted to start off with these two quotes. Victory smiles upon those who anticipate the changes in the character of war, not upon those who wait to adapt themselves after the changes occur. And another quote I like: the light at the end of the tunnel is not an illusion. The tunnel is. So hope you guys like those. But the first big thing I want to jump into is this right here. So I found this video off of BitChute. I think it was, I would say maybe about a year ago. And I thought it was very interesting. Check this out. So if you guys can't hear him because of the speaker being muffled, basically this guy happens to have some kind of camera that he's able to take infrared photos of or add infrared layers to the photos that he's taking a picture of. And he happened to adjust his settings to a certain setting, and it picked up, this is the original picture right here, and it picked up this picture right here, which is trippy, right? It looks like fabric. It makes you wonder, like, yo, what the hell is going on behind us that we can't see? So that kind of jump starts the topic I wanted to jump into today, which is, is this a glitch in the matrix, or is there something else we're not seeing? And that's what I want to touch on and see what you guys think. I can't really figure out past a certain point what is going on, but maybe you guys have good ideas on what's happening with this. So you notice that right now, a couple months back I had found this shit right here. So isn't this interesting, right? So disruption of communications and radar via ionospheric control, artificial ionospheric mirror over the horizon surveillance concept. So wow, right? This is crazy, seeing basically the pattern, right? The pattern is what first tripped me out. Like, I don't know if this is the same pattern or not, but I don't see anything else that could explain what this is, right? Now, it could be the fabric of our universe, or is it a psychological operation underway, right? Is it a glitch in the matrix, or is it a psychological operation? And that's mainly what I wanted to show you guys today. And I'm going to continue with some more stuff that will kind of blow your mind, right? Of how there's things happening in the background that we don't even notice. Like, would you have ever thought to put an infrared filter up in the air and see what you get? So let's read some of this, right? An artificially created ionization region could conceivably disrupt an enemy's electromagnetic transmissions, even in the absence of an artificial ionization patch. High frequency modification produces large scale ionospheric variations which alter high frequency propagation characteristics. The payoff of research aimed at understanding how to control these variations could be high as both high frequency communication enhancement and degradation are possible. But basically, what I'm able to get from this article it's not even an article, and I included the link in here, and I'll share this link with you guys so you guys can have it. But it was a paper downloaded, or it was a paper from, I think it was the Air Force, where they're talking about, I think it's from 1996, and they're talking about owning the weather in 2025. Yeah, August 1996, there you go. So they're basically talking about dominating the airspace, the technology they're going to be using to do that, some of the ideas they have, which I'm sure they were already implemented at the time. But if you look at this, right, some of these concepts outlined here are pretty relevant to everything that's happening now. So this kind of leads to what I mainly wanted to get out of this video is make you guys question your perspectives, right? Now, before I had this paper, the fact that I didn't have this paper, well, I did have this paper, right, already archived, but when I first saw that video, you know, I was mind blown, right? Like, is it really that simple in the sense that, is that really the fabric of time? Like, is that the fabric of space, right? Are we just not seeing it, but it's there? And I'm sure it's the case, but the fact that I'm able to find some kind of connection to potential military operation, you know, makes you wonder, you know, what else is real, what's fake, right? Now, I'm gonna get into this a little deeper and show you why it's hard to always tell, like, it's hard to tell, man. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, I think it's Elon Musk's quote where he says, any advanced technology or any superior advanced technology will be basically indistinguishable, or something like that, right? But this is an example of something like that, right? Technology that's advanced enough to where our awareness, of course, won't be able to consciously pick it up because we don't know those concepts. We don't understand these concepts, first of all, right? So, and second of all, it's invisible to the naked eye. So, look at some of these topics right here. Military system for weather modification operations, global weather network, artificial ionospheric mirror over the horizon surveillance concept, scenarios for telecommunications degradation, a core competency roadmap to weather modification in 2025. So just interesting topics, right? In 2025, U.S. airspace forces can own the weather by capitalizing on emerging technologies and forcing development of those technologies to war-fighting applications. So now, let me jump into the next piece, right? Take note of this. By capitalizing on emerging technologies, what could they mean by that, right? What could that entail? Well, let me give you guys not a hint, because I don't know if this is even tied together, but let me show you guys something that's interesting, right? Something that's interesting that I found a while back. It'll lead to kind of the rest of these. I like that little quote right there. Check it out, and it has to do with. I'm new to YouTube, so I don't even know if you can say it anymore. I don't know if I'll get this video turned off, but it has to do with the number and then a letter. Right there. Let me delete this right here real quick. My bad. Anyways, let me keep moving on this. So check this out, bro. So this is the Ookla 5G map, right? Tracks all the rollouts. Now, I found this probably about a year ago, and I had been following it, right? Kind of counting and seeing this thing blow up. And look, and to prove it to you, let me go back here. Right, so right here. See, so I had this. This is a old picture. So I had this I had this back when they just started rolling out a lot of these towers. As you can see, you got 6 down here, 48, 113, 22. That was like in 2020, right? And then if you go back here, you'll see now you have 334, 74, 247. So this thing has just grown significantly. All across the U.S. too. It's not just, and it's all across the world actually. And it wasn't like this before. Look, 4.6K, 10K, and I had been watching this, man, for a while, and I saw this thing explode in front of my eyes over a couple, 2 years, over 2 years, right? So this rollout just took off in 2020 when this whole thing with started. So my point here is this. Watch, check it out. So one day when I was looking at that map, right, I had also stumbled upon this this right here, which is a radar. I do not know how to read this, right, at all whatsoever. But I used to see these pulsations like this, right, and they would get worse at night. Sometimes they were calm, sometimes they were really hectic. And then it hit me, right? Let me see if I have the right photo here. Let me pull this up. All right, pull this up 1 second. All right, let's go here. So we got here. All right, so we got this. All right, here it is. This is perfect to show you guys. Right here. So, and one day I'm pulling up this map, right? So yeah, so, and then I see a lot of these things just started matching up. If you look at these areas where these things start to propagate at, like, look at this one here. Completely obvious that it's connected, right? Let's go to another one. Let's go to Dallas, right? Boom. Right here. This, boom, right there. Here's top Amarillo. Boom, right there. Now you can't tell me that this doesn't look right here. 13. Boom. And I'm doing this, guys, out of Texas because I'm from Texas, so that's why I'm showing Texas specifically. But this is crazy. This is nuts, right? Like, what does this say? You know, I don't know what this radar does or what it shows or what it's supposed to prove, but see, look, May 21. So May 8th, 2021, it's about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. Oh, exactly a year ago, actually. Wow, what are the odds of that? Today's May 8th. I did not plan that whatsoever. Just happens to be timing, I guess. But yeah, so look. I don't know what this technology is or does, but what I have seen, right? I have seen weather patterns shift when they touch these bands. Like, I would see clouds and them hit this almost as if it was acting as a barrier. Almost as if the weather would get repelled and controlled through these, I don't know what they are. It almost looks like lasers in a way. But you know, I don't know if this was even up there, if this radar showed this before I found this, because I just stumbled upon this radar this year. But the fact that it's matching up with these tower rollouts says something, man. It's crazy. You know, the fact that I was able to tie this together. I don't know how I thought about looking here, but I mean, it doesn't get any more obvious than that, right? That this shit, whatever this is all around us, right? Now, is it good or bad? Let's find out. All right. So, basically, let's see. And I'll come back to the whole information warfare deal, but I wanted to show you guys this because a lot of this ties around weather modification, and this is the first thing that came to mind. Now, let me show you some neat videos that, you know, I can't explain, but check this out. So there's this communication tower here in Austin, right downtown, and when I was driving by a while back, about a year ago, I noticed this plane just standing there. It's hard to see it here. Let me see if I can pause. But you know, it was multiple times that I've seen this, and no one notices. And you can say, oh, it's moving to the left, or it's moving out of sight. No, it's not. I saw this thing sit there for like at least a minute after I passed it, just floating up in the air like that. And I've seen this multiple times in Austin, right? I've seen this near my place of living. So the fact that it's doing that to a tower, a communication tower, I thought it's crazy, right? Now let me show you some other weird weather-related videos I have, right? This was a while back too, right? Interesting cloud patterns that I've never seen, right? Now look at this too. Another day that this happened. Right? Gotta admit that's strange, right? It's strange activity. But the reason I'm showing you this is because if you saw this weather activity up there and had no idea that potentially this stuff that I'm showing you could be tied to military weather modification, you would have no clue. You would think, oh, it's some kind of, I don't know. I don't even know what, the possibilities are endless if you don't know what this is, right? If you've never seen it, right? So I don't have the time to go through all this, but I'm going to give you guys this link so you guys can download these documents I have. I'm just simply sharing the information I found. Now, another thing that I found interesting about this whole ordeal here is many uses, good or bad, just depending on how you approach it, right? But to show you guys, the possibility of all this being a part of our matrix, basically, that we live in, the matrix that's pretty much run by information flow, right? Now, I found this interesting as well because this is a supercomputer for Oak Ridge National Laboratory they call Frontier. In preparation for the Frontier supercomputer, blah, 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 consisting of application, okay. Description: massive amounts of new data about the Milky Way through surveys such as GALPHA HI and Gaia mean that a more powerful computing system like Frontier will be necessary to reproduce all the data in a simulation as well as make detailed astrophysical predictions. Schneider's team is working to simulate a Milky Way galaxy using Chola, an astrophysical simulation code developed for the extreme environments encountered in astrophysical systems. So I thought this was mind-blowing, dude. I thought this is so mind-blowing, the fact that, you can call things a conspiracy, you can call things however you want to call them, but the technology is there for them to do some shit that we have no idea about, right? That we don't even know exist, right? And if you look at this website, this Frontier computer is amazing. Look at this. XSL is the next level of computing performance by solving calculations 5 times faster than today's top supercomputers, exceeding a quintillion or 10 to the 18th calculations per second. That's a shit ton of calculations, man, in a second. So this is mind-blowing, dude. This is mind-blowing. And people don't know about this, So basically what I'm trying to say is it's good to question things, man. It's good to continue to question things that happen and try to get to some kind of concrete answer, or at least some kind of direction on where to go, by continuing to dig, right? Continue to try to find connections, right? Because all this seems to be connected, man, with everything that's happening now with all these psychological operations. And if you look through some of these, you'll find some interesting stuff about how these operations are, used specifically for political motives, and how they do it to, give certain regions certain amount of information and then refrain that information from other areas. So if y'all never thought that was possible, at least now you know, and now you can go make your own hypotheses on whatever's going on out there. But you at least have some additional information you can pull out of your pocket and give you some more, open your mind up a little bit to what is possible, right? No idea as of now, I like to claim I don't know anything that's going on out there, man. I don't know anything that's happening. I'm just simply showing information that I found, information that it blows my mind that this is out there. No one's finding this, right? Let me show you some other just random stuff I have on here, right? Like I said, I don't really have a structure to today's video. I just thought this stuff was mind-blowing. I found this video too, man. I don't know where I found this, but it's supposed to be the video of the moon, dude. Someone zoomed in and found this. That doesn't seem like it's fake, man. It would be hard to fake that. That shit's fucking crazy. All right, now let's see what we got on here. This next one. So I'm just having fun with it today, man. See what you guys think, man, of all this shit that I found. Check it out. Let's see. So I showed that. Okay, look at this one I found a while back. So this is in Austin. I'm from Austin. But I did find this. I was driving and I had to pull over because I saw this up in the air. So I pulled over and I recorded it. And look at this. I don't know what that is. Does anybody have an idea what this could be? Let me see if I can pause this. Look at that, dude. Look at that. I have no idea what it is. I couldn't tell. It was kind of flying all over the place as if it was just kind of floating with the wind. I thought maybe it was like a balloon at first. But, I mean, just some more stuff, man. Interesting that happening all around us. No one's paying attention. This is some more information on kind of how, at least, this is something that would make sense as to how it would be tied to this stuff right here. I mean, not this stuff, this stuff right here. Where was it? The rollout, right? This and potentially what the point of all that was, right? But this is important for a reason why. Let me show you this. I'll end it with this, right? Weaponized wireless nanotube coronavirus delivery system. Water molecules can suspend the live coronaviruses inside carbon nanotubes ingested from sneeze, air, water, beverage, immunization, contact, normal conversation, etc. Funded by NIH, Harvard, DARPA, Army, Navy. So I don't know what this is about, but anonymous. Okay. The water in the nanotube is then heated by 5G milliwave stimuli, causing the water pressure in the nanotube to expel the water and its coronavirus payload. The nanotube is excreted harmlessly, and the water absorbed naturally, and then it's released into the target body. Right? So what does this tell me? Why is this important? Why did I pull it up? Because there happens to be some kind of properties where when this is activated, it'll activate this, right? Or it'll activate something based off what, though, right? And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is all tied to wavelengths, which is probably tied to electromagnetism, right? Which is tied to magnetism, more than likely. So if you go through, let me see. So I don't know if you guys heard of the, when Trump mentions Covfefe, there's two things that I was able to find that relate to that. The first thing was this, right? The Covfefe Act of 2017, which is basically Communications over Various Feeds Electronically for Engagement Act of 2017. In paragraphs, so it's basically, I haven't gone through it yet. Maybe you guys can check it out. The term social media means any form of electronic communication. So he did just say, he came out with his first post on Truth Social, when was it, the other day, and put that as his tag or whatever. But then I also found this, right? I know people talk about this a lot. Iron, cobalt, vanadium alloy, Covfefe, right? Covfefe is one of the, right here, one of the nicknames for it. But basically it's a soft magnetic alloy, any strip core alloy, make it ideal use for use in tape cores, magnetic cores, blah, blah, blah. But basically I think a lot of these things have double meanings, right? And I think this Covfefe iron magnetic strip was inserted into a lot of these, what do they call it? In a lot of these towers that I pulled up earlier, right? And the reason I say that is because of two things, right? The first thing is, what did I see? I saw, when I was digging into this,